there are several different things that could cause what I like to call an inspiration block. Number one, you may have received inspiration in the past, but failed to write it down. One of the fastest, surest ways of putting up inspiration blockers is not writing down ideas when they come to you. What happens is, I want you to imagine that there is an inspiration department up in the sky. Everyone say hello. And what they do is they are very generous with ideas, very generous with inspiration. They say, oh my gosh, here's a person who wants to create a lot of money so they can help more people. Let's send them ideas on how they can create lots of money. And the more they send, the more the person goes, that would be too hard. If you were giving someone a gift and they took the gift and they said, I don't really want this, and they threw it aside, would you be more willing to give them more of that gift? No, are you kidding me? Who in the right mind would be willing to give him more of that gift? And so if you have a hard time receiving inspiration, it could be that you're not writing it down. Can I share with you a secret of mine? I don't have it on me. I carry my cell phone with me, of course, everywhere I go. And every time I receive some sort of idea, I instantly pull up my email app and I send myself an email. I put in the subject heading whatever it might be, whatever type of idea it might be. Sometimes it just says action steps. Sometimes it might just say, get this done by this weekend. Sometimes it might be a title of a new CD. That was how I was able to create 22 CDs in just over a year's time. Because every time I would get an idea, I would instantly go into my what? I would pull up my email app. In the subject heading, I would write, like a child CD. And then I would write down these different things that I wanted to include in that CD. When I felt like it was time to actually put it into practice, I just went into my email, hit send. I typed in like a child CD, and all of a sudden I got all these ideas, all these different bullet points of things that I wanted to include in my CD. It's the same thing when I prepared these different classes or had other ideas that I implemented in order to increase our business. Is this helpful? And so rule number one, anytime you get inspiration, what do? Write it down. Another inspiration blocker, it might be you're not doing it. If you receive an idea and even if you write it down but you don't actually go do it, are you going to get more? No, of course not. My friends, every time you get inspiration, write it down and then do what? It. Do it. Tell the person next to you, do it. Whatever it happens to be for you. For some people, it might be starting a business. For some people, it might be investing in some crazy, awesome mentoring program. For some people, it might be creating this new service. Whatever it is, write it down and then do it. Grab the arm of the person next to you, shake him a little bit and say, just do it. Inspiration blocker number 3, it could be that your mind is already too full to receive anything new. I want you to imagine that you have a platter, a giant silver platter. Everyone grab your silver platters. And I want you to imagine that there are bits of inspiration falling from the sky. We'll just call it inspiration manna in the form of delicious dinner rolls. Or if you really want to, if you have a sweet tooth, we'll call them Danishes. Good? And every time inspiration comes, it lands on this platter. And so pretty soon you're getting all these ideas that this platter is getting fuller and fuller and fuller. And pretty soon you've got this enormous platter that is just covered in all this inspiration, all these ideas. And pretty soon it gets higher and higher. Don't know why Isaiah has one hair, but that's okay. And it gets higher and higher until eventually another idea falls from the sky, and because you don't have any more room, what happens? It tumbles and falls off. If you have a hard time receiving inspiration or what we like to call action steps, what are they called? Action steps, ideas of what actions to take. It could be that your mind is already so full of ideas that you haven't put into practice that there is no more room to receive it. My friends, this is why it is so important to keep a list. This is why it is so important to instantly write down your ideas whenever they come. It's fascinating. A mistake that a lot of people make is they think that in order to be more successful, they have to be constantly filling their heads with more and more knowledge. While it is important to continue your education, to continue to learn more and more, I personally spend much more time emptying my head than the time I spend filling it.